Hey, fifth graders, we're going to take a look at the metric system and specifically look at how we convert between different units of measurement. Let's take a look at this comic to build some humor around why we want to look at the metric system from Foxtrot. Okay, here's the play. Go out 10 meters, then cut left 5 meters. Meters? Jason, this is football. Everything in football is measured in yards. Look, in order for me to get the ball to you at the right place at the right time, I'm going to need to do a whole bunch of trajectory and motion calculations in my head. Trust me, it's a lot easier using the metric system. I'm telling you, you can't play football with meters. It's weird. Fine. Go out 10.936133 yards, then cut left 5.46806665 yards. Tell you what, let's stick with meters. And that's comical because converting with the metric system is much simpler than converting with what we use in the United States. So the United States uses Fahrenheit, and we look at inches and feet and yards and ounces to a pound. Okay, so that's what we look at. The rest of the world, they use millimeters and meters and grams. The metric system is based off factors of 10, which makes it so fun to do with math. Its conversion between units are the same. They use Greek prefixes, and it's a lot simpler than the US system. In fact, only the United States, Liberia, and Myanmar use the system that we use. But today, let's look at the metric system. Let's take a look at a quick video to show you a little bit about what the metric system is.
Scientific measurement. Scientists use the International System of Units to make measurements. The International System is abbreviated as SI units. This measurement system stands for the French
Le Système International.
The SI units are almost the same as the metric system. The metric system is a decimal-based system, which means that everything is divided or multiplied by 10. Measuring distance. The meter is the basic unit for measuring distance.
To visualize the distance of 1 meter, look no further than the door. Most doorknobs are about 1 meter up from the floor.
If you divide a meter into 10 equal parts, you now have decimeters. 1 decimeter equals 1/10 of 1 meter, which is written as 0.1 meter.
To visualize a decimeter, you should think of a crayon. A new crayon is about a decimeter in length.
If we divide a meter into 100 equal parts, we now have centimeters. So 1 centimeter is equal to 1/100th of a meter,
which is written as 0.01 meter, 1/100th. For reference, most pencils are about 1 centimeter wide.
If we divide a meter into even smaller equal parts, say 1,000 equal parts, we then have millimeters. So 1 millimeter is equal to 1/1000th of a meter,
which is written as 0.001
in the metric system. 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. 10 centimeters equals 1 decimeter. 10 decimeters equals 1 meter. For measurements longer than a meter, we also multiply or divide by 10. 1 decameter equals 10 meters.
To help visualize this, a 3-story building or a school bus is about 1 decameter.
If we multiply by 10 again, we get 1 hectometer. 1 hectometer equals 100 meters.
An example of a hectometer is a football field or 10 buses lined up end to end.
Continuing on with our multiples of 10, we arrive at the almighty kilometer. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters.
So let's take a look at the metric system using a conversion chart, and then I'll show you how to use it with converting some decimals. So when we look at the unit, when we want to convert to a smaller unit, we move the decimal point to the right. So we multiply to get the answer. When we convert to a larger unit, like you saw in the video, deca, hecto, or kilo, you move the decimal to the left or divide. Let's practice a little with units of measurement of length. We want to convert 8 millimeters to centimeters. So if we look at millimeters and we want to convert to centimeters, we want to move the decimal point to the left and divide by 10, right? Because it's just 10 times bigger here. We have 8 millimeters, which the decimal point would be right after it. And we want to move the decimal point one place to the left, or divide by 10, and now we have 0.8. So 8 millimeters is equal to 0.8 centimeters. And then you can kind of ask yourself if that makes sense. Is 8 millimeters less than 1 centimeter? Yes. 1 centimeter, remember, is about the width of a pencil, and 8 millimeters would be 0.8 or 8/10 across that pencil. Let's look at another example. Centimeters is equal to how many millimeters? So if we have centimeters here, that millimeters are smaller, we want to move the decimal one place to the right or multiply by 10. So right, we would start with 78 and the decimal point would be here, right? But if we move it one place to the right, we would have 780. So 780 millimeters is equal to 78 centimeters. 41 meters is how many millimeters? So if we think about how many millimeters are in a meter, it's going to be a lot, right? Because we're moving from meters right here to millimeters all the way down. So if we have meters, we would have times 10, times 100, times 1,000. So 41 times 1,000 would be 41,000. So 41 meters would be equal to 41,000 millimeters. There'd be a whole bunch of millimeters inside of a meter, right? So 1,000 millimeters inside of a meter. Hope this is making more sense to you. Try this one on your own for a minute. 6.3 centimeters. So we're looking at centimeters right here, and we're going 10 times smaller, 100 times. So we're going to convert it, but we're going to move the decimal to the left, right? A centimeter is way smaller than a meter. And so we start with that 6.3, and we're going to move it one time to the left, right? So that's from centimeters to decimeters, but we need to go 10 times more, which would be 0.63. So when you solve the metric conversions on your decimal pixel art this week, please use this decimal conversion chart to know if you need to move the decimal to the left or the right. And you're either dividing by 10 or timesing it by multiples of 10. So good luck, fifth graders, and reach out with any questions.